This is Arjun. Arjun is an investment banker. He lives in London in a penthouse overlooking the river. He drives a Porsche, travels only in first class, and earns well over £1 million every single year. He spends over 12,000 euros on a bag as a gift for his friend's fiancée. Arjun's life is sorted. Or is it? Yes, Arjun makes a lot of money, but he's got no time. He doesn't have time for himself, he doesn't have time for his friends, he doesn't even have time for his girlfriend who leaves him to marry someone else. Yes, he has a bed with a beautiful view, but he only sleeps for 4 hours every single night. Welcome to the world of investment banking, where sleep is optional, Excel and PowerPoint are your only friends, but your salary can look like a phone number. I was in New York City last week and I went to Wall Street, the playground of the world's top investment bankers. People here drive the best cars, live in the most stunning apartments, and wear suits worth more than my monthly salary. But before you start imagining your life as the Wolf of Wall Street, let's first try to understand, what do investment bankers actually do? How do they make money? And how can you get into this ultra-competitive field? If this is the first time you're seeing me, I'm Fazil. I help people make the right decisions about their careers. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. It'll be a win-win for the both of us. So what is investment banking? And who are investment bankers? Investment bankers are corporate matchmakers. Think of them as Shaadi.com, but for businesses. Their job is to connect businesses with money. And how do companies raise money? When any company wants to raise money, they have three options. Number one, they can go to a bank and get a loan. Number two, they can merge with or get bought out by another company, which is called mergers and acquisitions, or M&A in the investment banking world. Or they can also do an IPO. What's an IPO?
An IPO is an initial public offering. It's the first time a stock is offered for sale to the general population.
Now let's say Zomato wants to buy Blinkit. What do? They find investment bankers. Investment bankers structure the whole deal, advise the CEOs, create fancy valuation models to understand how much these businesses are actually worth. And as a fee for all their services, they take a big juicy commission of the entire transaction. Just think about it. Zomato bought Blinkit for 4,447 crores. Most investment bankers take 0.5 to 2% of the entire transaction. Assuming their cut was 1%, that's 45 crore rupees from one single deal. And these banks work on multiple deals like this throughout the year. When Zomato did their IPO and raised over 10,000 crores from the public, investment bankers made over 200 crores in fees. This is how investment banks make money. Now you might be wondering, why don't companies do this themselves? Why do they have to hire investment bankers? The stakes are high. Any wrong decision, any error in valuations, any structuring mistake can cost a company billions. That's why they bring in investment bankers who are experts in this field. But now that we know what investment banking actually is, let's move on to the best part. How much do investment bankers make? In India, an entry-level investment banking analyst can make anywhere between 40 to 55 lakhs. And then in just 2 years as an associate, you can be making anywhere between 65 and 75 lakhs. But here's the best part. These are just the salaries. The real money in investment banking is in the bonuses. Investment banking bonuses in India for a fresher can range from 80% to 100% of your base salary. Your salary could be 50 lakh rupees as an analyst, but your actual pay at the end of the year could be anywhere between 90 lakhs and 1 crore rupees. Now, before you start planning a mansion in Goa with a private pool, first try to understand what you'll be getting yourself into. It's not just about wearing fancy suits and making an insane amount of money. Yes, the money can be life-changing, but it's a brutal job. Burnout is high. The stress can actually reduce your lifespan and the hours. Let's just say a 75-hour work week for an investment banker is considered a chill, relaxed work week. In investment banking, 80 to 100-hour work weeks are normal. I don't think you understand. That's 16-hour days. That's working from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. 6 days of the week. Sleeping in the office, brushing your teeth, having a shower in the office. All of this becomes normal. Oh, and you think you'll be free at least on the weekends? Forget about it. You need to be ready to work 24/7. If a deal has to go through, it doesn't matter if it's Monday afternoon or Saturday night. If a deal has to go through, it has to go through. And you better perform well, because if you don't, you either won't get that bonus or you will get fired. The stress is real, and it can either make you the next Wolf of Wall Street or bald by the age of 28. But before you start thinking about becoming an investment banker on Wall Street, let's first try to understand how you can become an investment banker in India. Investment banking in India is extremely hard to get into, and there are very few ways of breaking into the industry. Fewer than 100 real investment banking roles open up every single year, and there are lakhs of students fighting for them. But with the right strategy, anything is possible. Now, since I'm not an investment banker myself, I spoke to investment bankers from the big banks like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan to smaller boutique banks, both in the US and in India. And this is what they recommended. Step 1. Go to a reputed school for your undergraduate degree. Think best of the best. IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, SRCC. The actual degree you do doesn't matter as much as the reputation of the school. But if you have to choose a degree, you have 2 to 3 really good options. Number 1 would be any STEM degree. Think BSc Mathematics, BSc Statistics, even Computer Science Engineering. Option 2 could be a BBA or a BCom degree specializing in finance. And another option could be a BA Economics degree. After you get your bachelor's degree, you can target pre-MBA roles. But to be very honest with you, getting a pre-MBA front office investment banking role is almost impossible, especially in large international banks. Yes, going to the best universities could give you a chance, but it's still going to be extremely hard. What most people have to do is step 2. Get an MBA. Write your CAT, write your GMAT, and then do your MBA from the best MBA colleges in India, IMABC or ISB. These are literally your only options. Once you're in these places, you build your skills, you network, maybe you do a summer internship, maybe you get a pre-placement offer before you even graduate. It's still going to be extremely hard. The competition within these places is cutthroat, but this is the best and probably one of the only ways of breaking into the industry. Another great option would be to do a master's in finance or an MBA abroad. Targeting finance hubs like New York City or London will always be a better option than targeting investment banking roles in India. These hubs are much bigger, have many more investment banking opportunities, and overall the industry is much more developed than in India. But the fact remains, you will need to do a top tier MBA. And if you want to do a top tier MBA, one of the best resources you can use is Target Test Prep. It is the only resource you need to prep for the GMAT or the GRE, which are the exams you need to write to get into the top MBA programs. It's personally what I used to get a 98th percentile score in just 1 month of prep. TTP has everything you need to prepare. Theory, practice problems, error logs, study plans, every single thing. The best part about it is that like the GMAT or the GRE, even TTP is adaptive, which means it adapts itself according to your strengths and weaknesses, which I think makes your prep so much more effective. It's super comprehensive yet quite manageable, and you can also personalize your study plan on the basis of how many days you have to prepare. So it's amazing if you don't have a lot of time as well. They have a 5-day free trial, so do check it out. See if you like it. If you do, then amazing. If not, there's literally no risk. If you're preparing for the GMAT, then make sure you check out my other videos explaining how I got my score, and make sure you check out Target Test Prep. I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, a lot of people wonder, what if you can't do a top tier MBA? Would doing CA help? Yes, but CA alone won't cut it. You'll need an All India top 10 or top 50 to even get noticed by the top banks. Even then, it's not going to be easy. You'll have to network like crazy. And if you don't think that you can get an All India rank, then a top tier MBA is one of your only options. It's sad, but that's just how it is. There are no easy ways of making it into investment banking. And it shouldn't be easy. If you're going to be making crores of rupees, of course it's going to be hard. But I do have one question for you. Would you trade your peace of mind for life-changing money? Or would you want to make less but live more? My next few videos are going to be beginner guides to most major careers: consulting, marketing, sales. These are the videos I wish I watched when I was planning my career. So make sure you subscribe. I'll keep helping you make the right decisions about your career, and it'll be a win-win for the both of us.